Hi, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin, and today we're going to make a card using this stamp set, Thanks for the Laughs, and a few other retiring products from the 2019 to 2020 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. I'm going to focus on this stamp set, Thanks for the Laughs, and I'm also going to be showing you guys a quick paper technique to use with your circle punches. There's some great sentiments in this stamp set. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sentiment. You can choose any sentiment, but you just want more like a straight line sentiment, depending on the size of your paper at the top. So I'm going to ink this up in the pretty Peacock Stampin' Up! Ink color. Now, you'll probably notice here in a minute, I made a mistake on my, when I stamped, because my sentiment was not exactly straight. And so this is where you see at the top there, I messed up, and so I tried to stamp it again. Now, we're going to take these papers from the Woven Threads suite. And I like these papers. They're kind of muted, not bright, not dark, kind of a little bit in between. So I chose 4 different pieces from that paper stack. I wanted them to coordinate with each other, but not be too similar. So now we're just going to line them up on our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm just making sure they're all going to line up. And then I also lay them out at the same time to kind of see how I want my papers to line up. Now I'm going to take some adhesive and put it at the top to start our strips at. Now what I did forget to do on this one, and you'll see here in a minute, is I forgot to put adhesive on the back of this sheet, but I will put it on there. You'll see here in a second where I fix that. And then I'll, before I lay the other ones, I'll put snail on the back of those. So we just put our first one on there, and then we'll take our second one and we will lay it up against the first piece, and then every one of them should line up after that. So okay, now we have them all on there, and I just like to make sure that they're all kind of lined up. So you got to make sure you leave room for your sentiment. So yeah, I'm just checking here. Then we're going to take those same papers, and we're going to use a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch out 4 circles from the DSP, and they'll all be the same as the strips. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of our sponges, and I'm going to ink it up in the pretty Peacock, and then go around each circle and kind of edge with a little bit of a look. Now I did forget to do that on the strips, so I try to fix it here in a minute. I'll show you what I did. So here I'm just going down the edge of the Whisper White and the DSP. I don't go all the way down, I just go down to the end of the strip, of the DSP strip. This will hide some imperfections if you didn't get it all the way to the top of your Whisper White. It will kind of hide those. So you just continue to do that. Now this is where I'm going to try to show you how to fix, because I didn't do that. Now I probably should have just left it alone, or maybe used a brush or something very small, or just pinched my yellow sponge a little bit finer just to get in there. I didn't want it that heavy on the DSP, but it still looked good. So now we're going to take our adhesive and we're going to put it on the back of our circles, and I'm just using snail. You can use any kind of adhesive that you have on hand. Okay, now I'm going to line these up. I'm trying to figure out where to put them, because you don't want them on the same DSP. You kind of want them to be offset from their other strip, the coordinating one. So I pick this one and I go down. Oh, I'm zooming in so you guys can see a little bit better. Now on the circle, when you place it on your 4-inch strip, you want these to be kind of like halfway on the strip and halfway on the cardstock, and that's what I'm showing you there. Make sure you line it up, and if you line the first one up, you should be able to line the rest of the 3. So you see how I have them on different strips. I don't put them all in the same. Kind of gives it a different look. Now we're going to take a piece of 1-inch by 4-inch pretty Peacock cardstock. 1-inch by 4 inches, and I put some snail on the back, and I just laid it over the top of the strips and the circles. So it kind of makes it look like you've used a border punch to put that, to trim that or punch that out. Now we're just going to put some adhesive, and we're going to place it on our pretty Peacock cardstock base, mat. That's cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And remember, all the measurements and supplies will be listed down below. So we're going to use some of this pretty trim out of the Woven Threads Sweet Collection.